Hey guys, my name is AJ. Welcome to the School of Real Estate Investing. If you're a beginner, if you're wanting to move to Texas, or if you're wanting practical steps to get into the real estate investing world, this is the place for you. All right, guys, the topic that I am going to cover today is what is your house worth today?
If you want it back, you're going to have to pay me $1 million.
AJ, how do I figure out the value of my house? Hey AJ, Zillow says that my house is worth $500,000. Is that pretty accurate? Well, guys, I'm here to tell you, and I hate to disappoint you, that if you think Zillow is accurate, I'm going to tell you, take a step back, right? Because a lot of times Zillow is not accurate. Now, AJ, I don't use Zillow, but I use the appraisal district. You know, the appraisal district says that my house is worth $150,000. Well, I'm here to tell you that a lot of times the appraisal district is not accurate as well. Right? What the appraisal district does is they literally take an average, right, number of the houses, right? And they just do average numbers of what houses in that area are valued at. Now, if you're going to live in your house forever, obviously you don't want your house to be valued so much, right? And so my recommendation when people talk about the appraisal district and what their house is valued is it just depends. You know, if you're going to sell it, obviously you want the value to go higher. But if not, you know what? Keep the values down. And for those that don't know what the appraisal district is, it is an entity within each county that will calculate how much your house is worth. And therefore, it will determine how much you have to pay for property taxes. Now, I'm a big proponent of saying that people shouldn't pay for property taxes, but in the meantime, in Texas, we do have to pay for property taxes. Okay. So going back to the question is, AJ, how do I determine the actual value of what my house is? Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you certain individuals for you to communicate that can help you with that. Secondly, I'm going to give you certain steps you can take if you don't know any of those individuals or you're wanting to work by yourself. Okay? So, one of the things, right, that I tell individuals is we as people have a general understanding of what something is worth. So, when it comes to this bottle, I know this bottle's not worth $1,000, right? Why? Because within the general consensus of people talking, unless you've bought a bottle for $1,000, tell me, AJ, I bought a bottle for $1,000. Not even $500, right? Not even $300, $100, $50, right? $30, $20, right? So from $20 to $0, right? I know without having to be an expert in water bottles and what they're selling for, that this bottle is going to probably fall anywhere from the price of $0 to $10, right? So the first thing that I tell people is you have, without even realizing it, a general understanding of what a house is selling for. And yes, you can use Zillow. And so going back to Zillow, I'm not here to tell you that Zillow's going to tell you the exact number of what your house is worth. But the great thing about Zillow is it's gonna give you averages. So literally, if you literally pull up Zillow today in a certain location, let's say your neighborhood, say for example, you have a house that's listed for 200,000 and you have another house that listed for 220 and then you have another house that listed for 250, right? And there's no houses listed for above 300 or no houses listed for under 150,000. You can literally come to the conclusion that houses in that area are going for about above 150,000 to about 250,000, right? And so that is a practical way for you to determine what your house is worth. Now, if you're wanting more of a specific way to determine what your house is valued, guys, pick up the phone or get online, look up for one of your local real estate agents and ask them. Obviously, if you're curious to know what your house is, whether or not you're wanting to sell today, you should have an idea of how much your house is worth, right? So, something that an advice that I would give you is when you find the agent, call them and say, hey guys, my name is AJ. I'm thinking about selling my house, but not too sure. Would you mind taking some time to figuring out what I could sell my house for? Guess what, guys? Any real estate agent that you call today will give you the value of what your house is worth without even charging you, right?
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on!
That alone right there will honestly give you the value that you need, right? Now, depending on the type of agent, they might want to corner you in to sell. But if you're not wanting to go that route, right, and you're wanting to know the actual value of the house, is call an appraiser as well, right? Now, appraisers are gonna charge you. There is this thing called a BPO, right? Which stands for Broker's Price Opinion, right? What that is it is a professional opinion through their level of expertise that is letting you know how much your property is worth. Typically, you're going to pay whether it's somewhere from $250 or if it's a property that's got a lot of acreage and a lot of square feet in the home, you're probably going to pay a little more. And so when people get into real estate investing, ideally, one of the first steps is trying to figure out how much your house is worth by yourself. And I'm going to go into that a little further right now. But one of the advices that I just gave you is to contact your local real estate agent and they'll let you know. And one of the best advices that I tell my clients is to have your real estate agent keep you informed in case the real estate market ever shoots up, right? Hey, if houses ever go up, I'm not wanting to sell after all, but if houses go up, please keep me in mind. I remember when we ended up moving about 4 years ago, we bought a house. Fast forward 3 years later, that house is now worth $100,000 more, right? So if you don't have professional individuals in the real estate market, guys, do that today. Build a relationship with one because that's going to help you in your real estate investing journey. Okay?
Doc.
No, fine, okay.
Now, let's say you are given the value of your house. And let's say that they tell you your house is worth $100,000. Okay. There's two things that I want you to keep in mind. Okay. When it comes to a house, you're always making sure that they're accounting for the living square feet of the house. Okay. How do you determine the living square feet? The living square feet of the house is when you have the AC flowing in that particular area of the house. And typically, if your ceilings are very similar through the living area of the house that you're in. And so, one of the things that I tell individuals is this: when it comes to appraising your house, they are not going to take into account the living square feet of your garage. So if your garage is 400 or let's say 500 square feet, but your house is 1,500 square feet, they're not accounting 2,000 square feet of living for that house. So one of the things that you want to make sure, guys, when it comes to you figuring out the value of your house is, what is the amount of living square feet in my house that was accounted for? And that you can measure it with the tape measure today. Okay. So to wrap up, if you don't have a real estate professional that you're connected with, get connected with one today. Number two, if you're curious and don't want to build a relationship with a real estate professional, which I get it, right? A lot of times we like to do things on our own. Get on Zillow, start looking at the averages, right, of what the houses are selling for. And lastly, if you do have a connection with the real estate professional, you want to make sure that you ask them how much living square feet is being accounted in my home. Okay. And that'll let you know, okay, hey, for a certain amount of square feet, this is how much I can sell my house for. All right, guys. Well, before I go, I will say that there are a lot of steps that a real estate agent takes in valuing your house. So if you're really wanting a absolute number, you want to make sure, right, that you contact your real estate agent.
Street.
Hello.
Hey, Ryan. This is Michael Jackson calling from Wonderland.
You mean Neverland?
Because they're going to look, they're the expert. They're going to look at the DOMs, which is the days on market, right? They're going to look at the neighborhood. They're going to look at the schools. A lot of these things will add value to your home. There's areas where having an extra room can add $1,500 more to your house or $10,000 more to your house, right? And that is where the professional can give you the advice. Now, if you're wanting to get into real estate investing, I've said this before and I'll say it again, guys. Get your real estate license, guys. Do that today. If you are wanting to build a real estate investing career, and this is one way that here at Thrive with AJ, we separate ourselves from other real estate investing individuals that will say, well, don't get your real estate license. You don't need your real estate license. And that's true. You don't need your real estate license if you want to get into real estate investing. But here at the Thriving with AJ community, it is highly recommended, especially if you don't have a real estate professional and if you're wanting to build a career in real estate, get your real estate license, guys. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. I've given you the tips that you need to start if you want to figure out the value of your house today. And as we like to say here at Thrive with AJ, go out there and thrive. Have a great one, guys. Bye-bye.